Something really crazy has happened. So this is footage from Kanga. I just want to say, make sure to check him out. Link down below. Basically, Viper got secretly nerfed. Now, the process of which Viper got secretly nerfed is quite massive. The smoke went from 15 seconds to sub 13 seconds. And also, when both the wall and the orb are up at the same time, it went from a total of 10 seconds down to 8 seconds, which is absolutely massive. I don't know why this wasn't in the patch notes. Maybe it was a mistake, but it's a huge change to miss, and it was a nerf that came through right as Clove released, which changes the balance of smokes a lot. Now, of course, there's a lot wrong with this. One, doing any sort of ghost nerf or major nerf like this without noting it is detrimental because it's a tactical shooter. Valorant prides itself all on competitive integrity and all about being competitive across all ranks. So this is super weird. It does make me wonder if there was some sort of bug, if this wasn't supposed to make it through, which changes this video a lot. But as of now, even though it's been reported, nothing comes out from Riot. So we don't know for sure. Now, this bugs me for a lot of reasons. The main one is that Viper is strong, don't get me wrong, but not overwhelmingly strong to the point that it was suppressing ranked. That's just not true. Was she A/S tier? Yes. Does that scale across the ranks though? Yes, because we can see Viper gets a much higher pick rate in Radiant with a higher win rate above 50%. But then anything below Plat, we're seeing like 49, 48% win rate with a detrimental pick rate, like much lower. Like it drops 2 to 3%, goes from 3% pick rate to 6% pick rate, scaling up the rank. So Viper is a lot stronger in the higher ranks than the lower ranks, but she's still good in the lower ranks as well. And a must pick on maps like Breeze. With that being said, this adjustment came pretty much immediately after Viper was used a ton in VCT. And my biggest worry is reaction nerfing or changing based off of the professional scene instead of the greater Valorant scene, just what all of us play in ranked. And I've kind of complained about this multiple times in the past, and Riot goes ahead and kind of keeps proving that's what they're going to do. They're going to look at the pro scene and make changes to the game based off of the pro scene. And that ripple effects, especially between like silver to ascendant, even more so in the gold to diamond rank, because we aren't playing all together as a cohesive team, right? Team comp means a little bit less, meaning the individual play or potential of Viper just went down, even though she was nerfed based off of her team play in VCT. To give a better example, let's use a historical example that genuinely did happen, and then use a future hypothetical example to really nail this idea in. So a past example is Shotgun Sage, the Bucky. The past example is the Bucky. The Bucky was strong for a long time, really since release, and there was an entire YouTuber who climbed to Immortal only using the Bucky, but Riot didn't do anything. Truth is, Riot just said, okay, it's just solo queue, like maybe it's a skill diff, who knows. They didn't do anything. The minute the Bucky started getting high usage in pro play, that shit just got nerfed immediately. Like they are tying the balance since the start to pro play way too heavily. And a hypothetical example is, imagine, you know, Grim, right? Like Grim is a high ranked player using Sage walls in creative ways that's very fun to watch, entertaining and frustrating to play against, and it's not strong by any means. It's just creative and weird, and that's why it's hard to play against. If for some reason, somehow, I know it wouldn't, but somehow that complete tactic became strong in pro play, you already know Grim would no longer exist. You already know the entire idea of jumping on a Sage wall as it's getting built up would get deleted if it was strong in pro play. But luckily, that's really not going to happen due to its nature, but you get the idea. The idea is that this is detrimental for the game because it can ruin genuinely good stuff. It can ruin variety, it can ruin enjoyment, it can ruin wacky tactics like the shotgun, etc. Now, truthfully, if you look at the pro scene, let's just say VCT itself, there's a total of what, 150 players, give or take. I don't know the exact number. And then Valorant has what, 17, 18, 19 million players. So no matter what, I'm always going to be against balancing for the 150 instead of the multi-million players playing the game. I'm always going to take the side of the majority because I just think it makes more logical sense for the longevity of this game versus just, but like Riot really cares about the pro scene. They care heavily on the pro scene. But even if you don't agree with me directly, it's just weird to think that Riot secretly nerfed an agent this hard. Maybe it was just to buff up Clove secretly and make their release a little bit stronger, but nah, who knows.